Okie dokie, here we go. Okay, so I think a week has gone by. Must have been, because I seem to think that when we visited Mum, it was a Saturday because we weren't at school. We weren't taken out of school, so I'm sure it was a Saturday. It may have been a Sunday, but this day is a Sunday. So as normal, Richard and I at Nanny Andy's. So I think I've said this before in another video. During the week, we'd be at Nan and Grandad's, go to school, come home, rinse and repeat. And at the weekends, we would give my Nan and Grandad a break by going to my Nanny Andy's, who is my mum's, Nan's mum. And we'd get away with all sorts of murder, but that's different stories when I talk about Nanny Andy. So we're at Nanny Andy's, normal day, and Grandad would normally come pick us up about 4, 5 o'clock, whatever time Bullseye was on. We'd always get to watch Bullseye first, and Grandad would turn up, and then we would go home and get showered, ready for the next day at school. So it's Sunday. It's still light. Bullseye's not been on yet. I've watched the Waltons though. Love the Waltons. And there's a knock at the door, and it's Nan and Grandad. Far earlier than normal, than they would normally come. And they came into the lounge and said, "Okay, it's time to go." And Grandad, my Grandad, he was a strict man. Like I said before, he was far harder on my uncle than he ever was with me and Richard, but he was a very, very strict man. Grounded was grounded, like I'd already said in another video. He didn't like it when me and Richard misbehaved, which unfortunately we did a lot. So Grandad came in and he said, "Boys, let's go outside, let's have a chat." That's weird. So we went down, and Nanny Andy had this big, long, massive garden, and then backed onto a load of fields. It's actually the school, Southwestern School Fields. It's not there anymore. It's bloody houses. So we started to take this walk down, and he had his arm round me, his arm around Richard, and that's when we were told the news. He said, "Look, I'm ever so sorry. We got the news. Your mum has passed away. She's no longer with us. She's gone to heaven." My granddad was religious. Mum has gone to heaven. She's with the angels now. I didn't cry. I don't think Richard cried. It was difficult. It was. I can't say it was expected. It's one of those things that you weren't thinking about. You didn't think it would happen. Generally thought we would end up seeing Mum again, but now we're not. We're 7 years old. Richard's 5. And we're being told we're not going to see our mum again, that she's with the angels. Having grown up, my granddad would talk about heaven a lot. And thinking about it, I think conversations that were had with Nan and Grandad always led up to this day, because they knew far more than we did. But this day, I think, was kind of drip fed into conversations about heaven and the angels and stuff. So it made it a little bit easier to hear. But I didn't cry. I don't remember crying. It was hard to hear. And then we walked back down, back to the house. Nan gave us great big massive cuddle. Nanny Andy gave us a great big massive cuddle, and we're now 2 boys, 2 brothers, 5 and 7 years old, without a mum. Mum has now passed on. So our lives with Nan and Grandad would be continuing throughout into our teens. And it was a good life. I mean, I'm going to go into some of those videos, but that is not the last. This is going to sound stupid when I say it. That's not the last that my mum was here. Okay, I have certain beliefs, which some of my friends and my family know about. Religion is a person's own personal belief. I have no discord with anybody else that believes in something else. That look, that's your choice and what you want to believe in. It's not my right to tell somebody what you can't believe in, or I don't believe in what you believe in. I believe in what I believe in. What I believe in is that if I go, or when my mum's gone, that's not the end. There's been certain times in my life that I've had problems, that I've been in trouble, that I can't get myself out of, and I've asked my mum for help. And somehow it's all worked out right. But I'm going to tell you a little story. This only happened a couple of months ago. So I'd been diagnosed terminal the day before, and I had to go to London for a networking event. And I really enjoyed it. I met some great people at this networking event, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I love the job I do right now. I absolutely adore it. It's fascinating, but you don't want to hear about that. So I get back. I parked in Luton, get back off the train in Luton. I'm walking towards my car. It's the hottest day of the year. I've sweat through my clothes. I look like a pig. And I said to my mum, I've talked to my mum a lot at this point, by the way. I'll clarify that. I talk to my mum a lot when I need to speak to somebody. So anyway, at this point, I speak to my mum. I said, look, mum, this can't be it. This terminal diagnosis, that can't be it. I've got this job I'm doing. I absolutely love it. And too many things have happened for this to be it. This terminal, it can't be right. This terminal diagnosis cannot be right. Something's not right. So help me out, like you always have. Give me a sign and let me know that this is somehow going to work itself out. I looked to my left and I walked past the co-op funeral services. So I looked up and I said, "You taking the piss? Yeah, let's not be having that." Anyway, stories like that I'll tell through other videos where I've asked my mum for help and somehow things have gone right. So, yeah, unfortunately, we're going to be coming to the conclusion of my mum's story. She passed away. And we were now going to be brought up by my nan and granddad in Wigston. Speak to you soon.